The Valvoline Motorsport Ireland Forest Rally Championship in association with the following sponsors.
Motorsport Ireland National Forestry Championship takes to the Fermanagh Forests here today for the penultimate round in this challenging series, where the Enniskillen Motor Club plays host to the Lakeland Stages Rally.
Yes, Olive, after 4 rounds of this 6-round championship, the pressure is really ratcheting up for round 5 here in Enniskillen, where series leader Ger Lucy will do well to hold off the attentions of the in-form Moffat brothers.
Yeah, it's been a good year so far. Josh is here to try and stir it up a bit on me, so yeah, it'll be interesting.
I love the fact that he's trying to take a forestry championship. You've already done that, but you're definitely not going to make it easy for him.
Yeah, definitely not. The stages here today are great. Like they just couldn't be missed. I've done this rally a good few times now, so we're really looking forward to it today.
Ger, you're in the lead at the moment in the championship, but anything can happen.
Anything can happen, yeah. So all we can do is drive it as good as we can and stay out of trouble and stay out of the drains and ditches. So we'll see what'll happen.
David, you've been on fire all season, holding third in the championship.
Yeah, it's been a good year for us. We've had no mechanical problems all year and we've been getting good results. This rally here, I haven't finished it in the last 2 years, so a bit nervous this morning, so I'd like to get round today.
The Group N battle is an even closer affair, with Jordan Hone leading Conor McCourt by 32 points to 31.
Jordan, just 1 point separating yourself and Conor McCourt in the Group N.
Yeah, no, it's been a tight battle all year, so go again today and try as hard as we can.
The junior contest could hardly be tighter, with just a handful of points separating the top 4 drivers, with Stephen Dixon currently leading the class in his Fiesta R2.
Stephen, you're holding the lead at the moment in the juniors.
Yeah, it's tight enough coming into today. One drop scores, we're only leading by a point from Shane Keneally. So I think it's just trying to find our way around here and on the bushwhacker and get as many points as we can.
Over 60 special stage kilometres lay in wait over 3 famous forestry stages. Loch Navarre, Big Dog and Ballintempo, each done twice. And with the early mist and fog evaporated, conditions look good for an exciting day's rallying. Quickest on each of the 3 stages of the opening loop was Josh Moffat. The former forestry champion was really enjoying his drive and had carved out a 27-second lead by the end of stage 3, with Stephen Thornton calling the notes in the Fiesta R5. In the hunt for Northern Ireland Rally Championship points, Johnny Greer was happy with his morning's work to lie second overall, despite some handling issues in the Citroën DS3 R5, which he hoped to rectify with some suspension adjustments at service. Campaigning across 3 championships this year, Sam Moffat had already won the National Series and only needed to start the final round of the Tarmac Championship to secure that, but he needed a good haul of points here in Fermanagh to keep his hopes of an unprecedented treble alive in the forests. Second after 2 stages, the Monaghan driver eased off on the longer Ballintempo test and dropped to 3rd overall in his Fiesta R5. Former tarmac and Northern Ireland champion Derek McGarity didn't feel match fit on the gravel to take on the young guns in the top three, so he was content to lie joint 4th overall in his debut drive in the Skoda Fabia R5. Another former champion, Kenny McKinstry, found the surface extremely loose and it was hard to get the power down in his Subaru Impreza WRC. He shared 4th place with McGarity. In an effort to put it up to some of the younger drivers in their modern machinery, Adrian Hetherington switched his old Toyota Corolla for a new Fiesta R5, but it was a disappointing debut that ended with mechanical breakdown on the opening stage. Another to switch to an R5 Fiesta was Enda McCormick, who unfortunately also had mechanical trouble on the opener. He would rejoin later on in the day to get some miles under his belt in the new car. Holding 6th and making his World Rally Car debut in a Ford Focus was David Condell, who felt like he was in an armchair driving over the bumps and jumps compared to his previous Mark II Escort. The armchair was missing its front bumper after stage 2 though. A mere second further back was the Mini WRC of Derek McGeehan in 7th. Martin Cairns was finally feeling comfortable in his Ford Fiesta WRC and was confident that he could improve on 8th place on the repeat loop.
Flat one right over crest 500. One right, then the Fishers, yep, the jump and the post, 170. And there's 4 left over bump. 4 left over bump. Pump and dip, 200.
Frank and Stephen O'Brien had been 9th overall before crashing out in dramatic fashion on stage 2. Thankfully, the crew were unhurt. David Crossan could tie up the two-wheel drive championship with a good finish here in Fermanagh, and he was leading the class and 9th overall by the end of stage 3, but he did have a concern about the housing of his gearbox after the opening loop.
Well, the bad luck's with us. We've a cracked bell house in there, so we don't know if it's going to hold. So I'm going to have to mind myself here and try and just get to the finish. So we'll see how it holds up over the bumps and jumps in stage 3. It's very, very fast and hard in the car.
John Gordon had been just 6 seconds off Crossan on stage 1, but he slipped off the road on stage 2 and lost over 2 minutes getting back on the road again.
John, a tough day in the office.
Yeah, good run. The first stage we're only 6 off David, but then just a real slow chicane. We just put a wheel off and she just went down into the shuck and then into the trees. So we had to get a few boys to pull us out and knock down a few trees in the process, but we got out again.
Second in class after 3 stages, you must be happy with that.
Yeah, we're happy now. First stage we got a good clean run through it, but it was a bit slippy in places. But second stage, yeah, we pushed a bit harder. Third stage, but a big push then. After that then we went a big crest jump through a dip and was Mo went very quiet for a few times, but no, we could see all right. Yeah, we're here now. Glad to be here.
Matters were worse for Owen McMacken and Lee Taylor, who retired their Escort on the second test. Johnny Leonard rounded off the overall top 10 as he tackled his home stages in the Mitsubishi Evo 6. Niall McCullough led Group N after 3 stages and was 11th overall. There were 1 or 2 dodgy moments in the Evo 9 though. Alan Smith and Mac Kearns were out in a new Group A Evo 10 and they held 12th overall after the opening loop. Just 2 seconds adrift in a similar machine were Niall Henry and Damien Duffin. After their accident at the Ulster Rally, Jordan and Paul Hone took a steady approach to the opening loop as they had the Group N title to think about. After 3 stages, they were 2nd in class and 14th overall.
And 5 right in. And 6 right in. And left over flat crest. 60. 4 left hug. And the flat 3 right. 40. And 1 right plus stop, 40, 1 left on the square right hug.
Jordan, you're holding 2nd in Group N. Are you happy at that at this stage?
Aye, we're taking a steady, so we're here for the championship. We've done what we needed to do in Cork and we're flat out then and doing what we need to do today and keep the Champions League.
Current overall championship leader Ger Lucy had hoped to be faring better, but a misfire in his Mitsubishi left him off the pace and lying 15th overall. Liam Regan changed from his 4x4 Peugeot to a Mitsubishi Evo 9 and held third in Group N after 3 stages. Fourth in class was a similar machine of Cahan McCourt and Brian Hoy. Holding fifth in the production category was Niall McGonigal, with Paddy McCrudden calling the notes.
2 left over crest at the logs. 80. 2 left. 250. Chicane, right entry, 3 parts. There's your chicane. 40. Flat 2 right.
Paul Britton and Peter Ward were 6th in their Subaru N12. A point off Jordan Hone in the Group N Championship, Conor McCourt and Caelan McKenna were currently 7th in class in their Mitsubishi Evo 9. In the junior class, Johnny Mulholland and Jeff Case had led after 2 stages, but then rolled their Fiesta R2 out on stage 3. Shane Keneally and Ger Connors had been 4th in the class when they did likewise on stage 2. No dramas for Derek Mackerel and Murren Hayes, who led the juniors after 3 stages in their Vauxhall Nova. Just 1.6 seconds back in second were John O'Sullivan and Kane Traynor in the Fiesta R2.
And car 6 to the left over crest, and the big car 5 right over crest jump, you have it marked. Get your line, 6 left, 5 right, 80. And 6 right over crest jump, 170 down, slowing 5 right at the bottom, only 40, late 3 right, don't cut after bridge.
The similar machine of Stephen Dixon and Tommy Hayes were 3rd in class after the opening loop.
Long 5 right, continues over crests, 113, continues over crests, go now 130, for 2 right plus, 60, 2 right plus here, 60, for 6 left over crest, 6 left over big crest, jump down cut, 60. 60 went through posts.
Back at the head of the field, it was Josh Moffat who led by 27 seconds over Johnny Greer, with Sam Moffat not too far behind in 3rd, and sharing 4th place were rally legends Derek McGarty and Kenny McKinstry.
Josh, we knew you weren't going to make it easy for Sam. That's certainly the case.
Yeah, no, we're having a great day so far. The stages out there are very good. They're very loose, so they are, but we're getting a good rhythm through them.
Sam, at the moment it's looking like it's going to go to Oma. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's going to go to Oma, and we need to get the points here for the championship, and trying to race Josh there, yeah, we'd love to be, and we are pushing in places for sure, but it's just there's chances to be taken, we're not taking them there, and no, fair play to the boys, they're going hard.
The competition is serious here in the Fermanagh Forests, and yet again we see the rivalry between the Moffat brothers take centre stage. Join us for more after the break.
The Valvoline Motorsport Ireland Forest Rally Championship in association with the following sponsors. Welcome back to beautiful County Fermanagh for part 2 of the Tough Mac Trailers Lakeland Stages Rally. The early mist and fog had given way and the weather was ideal as the crews prepared for their second run over the stages. Josh Moffat and Stephen Thornton set 2 fastest times in a row to increase their overall lead to 31 seconds with 1 stage to go. Having tweaked the suspension at service, Johnny Greer and Kirsty Riddick were happier with the setup of their Citroen DS3 R5 as they continue to hold second place. Very much in championship mode, there were no heroics from Sam Moffat. He was now 24 seconds off Greer with James Fulton navigating in the Fiesta R5. Before the break, there was nothing to separate Derek McGarty and Kenny McKinstry in joint fourth, but McGarty soon made the spot his own as he got used to the new Skoda Fabia R5. After 5 stages, he was 5 seconds ahead of the Subaru WRC of McKinstry in 5th. The Focus WRC of David Condell was 6th, with 13 seconds the margin between the two. Just a solitary second behind was the Fiesta WRC of Martin Kearns, who was definitely in the groove now with navigator Rory Kennedy.
Long, fast, late, 3 left over bumps. And flat crest over bump. 80 over slippy. Care, 2 right tightens to tight, 3 right over bridge, slippy. Crest jump and fast 3 right and over crest 130, turn square left around the wheel.
Derek McGeehan and Kieran Geeney had slipped behind Kearns now into 8th overall, but 4 seconds was not an insurmountable deficit to make up on the final stage. David Crossan continued to dominate the modified class and was well on course to wrap up the two-wheel drive title, with Damien Fleming navigating in the Mark II Escort. Alan Smith and Mac Kearns climbed up to 10th overall as they got used to the new Group A Mitsubishi. With the stages cleaner now after the first run, Jordan Hone abandoned his steady approach and shot into the Group N lead in his Evo 9, climbing 3 places to 11th overall in the process.
C500, watch it. C500.
Heading into the final stage, it's time to round up the class results in the Valvoline Championship now. And wrapping up the Class 1 title with 3rd at the Lakeland stages were Seamus Heaney and Michael Culleton in the Honda Civic. Second on the day was a similar machine of Gareth Deasley and James Duffin. Taking the class win were Ian Dixon and Stephen Monaghan in the Fiesta ST.
Black crest 300, and you've got a crest jump 130 to the caution turn square left. Caution turn square left. Turn square left. Let her go, let her go, let her go, let her go, let her go. Square left. 3 left. And 3 left. Don't put that off you, okay? Saddle yourself. 3 left through the gates. Saddle yourself. Flat crest 150.
The only member of the rallying Dixon clan not to finish was Jason Dixon, who retired his Fiesta on the final test, having led Class 2 all day with navigator Jared Gill. Patriarch of the Dixon family, Ashley Dixon, took 4th in Class 4, with Lorcan Moore calling the notes in the Evo 9.
Down to the bottom, and it's a 5 left in. Repeat, 5 left in. Loose 40, 4 left in, where we just slide last time. 5 left in, 40, 4 left in. 40, 6 left over, 6 left over jumping, 6 right, 200. Chicane on the left.
Conor McCourt and Caelan McKenna took 3rd in class and lie 2nd in the Group A Championship going into the final round. Cahan McCourt and Brian Hoy took 2nd in class to keep themselves in contention for the Group N Championship. But taking the spoils on the day were the son-father crew of Jordan and Paul Hone, who finished 11th overall and lead the Group N class by 3 points with 1 round to go. Rory Maguire and Grace O'Brien secured their 2nd Class 9 title in a row with another class win in their Vauxhall Corsa. Mike Garrahy and Irla McCarthy tied up the Class 10 championship with another maximum score in the Mark II Escort. Having finished runners-up in the class last year, Adrian Beattie and Declan Ryan went one better this year to claim the Class 11F title with a win in Fermanagh.
To 1 left over dip 40. To break before long crest into full right loose. Opens to 1 right, 150 over crest.
Chris Sims and Mo Downey won Class 12 and secured the Class 12 title on their first full season in the Valvoline Championship. Last year's Class 12 champions, John Gordon and Thomas Wedlock, had to settle for 4th in Class 13 at the Lakeland stages. Antrim crew James and Heather Kennedy took 3rd in Class 13. 2nd in class were Donald Sweeney and Dean O'Sullivan in another Ford Escort Mark II. But taking the Class 13 win and 9th overall were David Crossan and Damien Fleming. The Down Kerry pairing secured the Andrew Fanning Motor Factors 2-wheel drive title and moved to joint 2nd in the overall championship.
I've been rallying 17 years and I've never had a year with luck. Luck has been on my side a bit this year. I haven't had a problem with the car all year. Damien's done a first-class job in the notes all year. Raymond and Gary McManus, who prepare the car, done a first-class job as well. So it's just, everything's just clicked for us. Not too often in rallying you get it where it clicks, but it seems to be our year this year.
In Class 15, Porrick Sheridan kept his championship alive, taking the runner-up spot with navigator John Henderson. Netting maximum points in Class 15 were Paul McCann and Paddy Plunkett in another Ford Escort. There was late drama in the junior class as Stephen Dixon and Tommy Hayes rolled their Fiesta R2 on the final stage, but managed to get going again to take 3rd in class and maintain their lead in the category going into the final round. John O'Sullivan and Kane Traynor had to settle for 2nd in class after their similar machine sustained a puncture on the final test. O'Sullivan trails Dixon by 8 points with 1 round to go. After a string of bad results in the Vauxhall Nova, Derek Mackrell and Murren Hayes were delighted to take maximum points with a well-deserved win in Fermanagh.
When we went into the last stage, there was nothing between us, me and O'Sullivan, and Stephen Dixon was a bit in the front. So then the last stage saying, right, we'll get to the finish and see how it goes from there. And it turns out O'Sullivan has had a puncture and Dixon has went off, so we've landed the juniors.
Slipping to joint 2nd place in the overall standings, a persistent misfire proved costly for former championship leaders Ger Lucy and JJ Crammon, who had to settle for 2nd in Class 20 and 15th overall. An enjoyable drive in the Fiesta WRC netted Martin Kearns maximum points in Class 20 as he finished 6th overall with navigator Rory Kennedy.
Over crest, bump loose. 40. Flat 1 left over crest in the jump. 100 down over bumps. Slowing 2 right and the bus stop. There you go. 2 right and the bus stop. Left hand brake.
Kenny McKinstry and Kenny Hull finished 1 second ahead and 5th in their Impreza S14. Derek McGarney finished a very respectable 4th overall, with Noah O'Sullivan calling the notes on their debut drive in the Skoda Fabia R5. Sam Moffat took 1 step closer to the driver's title as he moved into the lead of the Valvoline Series, navigated to 3rd overall by James Fulton. 2nd overall and best of the Northern Ireland Rally Championship contenders were Johnny Greer and Kirsty Riddick in the Citroen. But taking a start to finish victory in the Fiesta R5 were Josh Moffat and Stephen Thornton. The Monaghan crew were quickest on every stage, including joint fastest with Greer and Riddick on the final one, to take the win by 31 seconds in the end.
Josh, huge congratulations. A fantastic win today. How did you find it?
Yeah, it's been a great day for us. We've just had a ball, so we have the stages out there are great, and look, we just had a great time, so the times came in for us, so it was all good.
Johnny, 2nd overall, fantastic.
Yeah, happy enough. Good day. It was really enjoyable having the battle with everyone today, and it was a tight race, and Josh was just on a clean mental run, so fair play to him. It was really good. But yeah, we had a really good, enjoyable day with Sam. We were sort of battling second for second most of the day, and it was yeah, real good fun.
It's a sensational year so far. You're in line now to take not 1, but 3 championships.
Yeah, we're in line now. A bit of work. We still have to go to Oma, but you know, the most important thing here was getting to the finish, getting those points. It's not easy just trying to stay consistent and keep a reasonable pace to get those points, but thankfully we've done that.
So there's confirmation of those finishing times at the Tough Mac Trailers Lakeland Stages Rally. And with 1 round remaining, it's Sam Moffat who leads, with Ger Lucy and David Crossan tying for 2nd, while Josh Moffat's win moves him up to 4th place ahead of Johnny Leonard.
A sensational drive brings Josh Moffat home here to take the win at the Lakeland Stages Rally. But his brother Sam will have to wait until the next round when we go to Oma to see if he can grasp the Forestry Championship. Do join us then for the Bushwhacker.